here and host you. And I would like to welcome you to our beautiful city of Istanbul, the city of history, culture, and civilization. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, last year we had to organize this forum virtually. Despite that, as of the outcomes and in terms of the participation, the second forum we observed proved to be very constructive. And thanks be to God, now we have the chance to organize this third forum face to face. And the fact that we have organized this event after the African tour makes us happy, happier especially. We traveled to Africa and we met the leaders of Africa. Last week we talked about the current situation in Africa, and now we are here. I would like to thank to the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Secretariat of the African Union for their great contributions for the organization of this forum. Foreign Economic Relations Board. I also would like to congratulate them for this beautiful organization. The forum will be a platform to further strengthen the cooperation in between our country and Africa. Likewise, in today's and yesterday's sessions, from energy to agriculture, from banking to health, innovation included, many areas were addressed and evaluated in terms of mutual investment. Policy recommendations that will mobilize the potential in between Turkey and the African continent were shared by the members and authorities, official figures of the forum. Cooperation and many other subject titles that we need to elaborate on have been discussed throughout the forum. The subjects raised here, I believe, will give us guidance in our efforts of further strengthening our relations with the continent. This forum, organized during an era when we are all impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, will be a horizon opening, I believe. And using this opportunity, I would like to once again thank to all participants who enrich this forum with their valuable opinions. Distinguished guests, the special place that Africa occupies in our hearts is articulated at each and every chance, and our closeness, our love for our African brothers and sisters is not a rhetoric, as we prove so with the works we undertake in Africa. We go to every door in Africa, and we address to every wound to be addressed and win each and every heart in Africa. And we are especially pleased to see the same kindness, same affection shown to us by our African brothers and sisters. The more steps we take towards Africa, our African brothers and sisters return and come nearer to us more and more. And the higher the scope of investments of Turkish investors in Africa become, the more our African brothers and sisters benefit from those. And I observed, witnessed that during my last and recent visit to Africa. Started last Sunday, our official visits took place. And we visited Angola, then Togo, and Nigeria with a very crowded group of delegates and business people. In all of those three countries, we held a tete-a-tete and interdelegations meetings. In Togo, we separately had a chance to meet the presidents of Burkina Faso and Liberia. And within the framework of our visits, we held business forums in Angola and Nigeria. And I am pleased to speak that in all those three countries, our African brothers and sisters welcomed us dearly. We would like to thank for the warm hospitality and sincerity shown to us in Africa. And I am pleased to be a member of this great nation, and I once again felt proud to be the president of the Republic of Turkey, to which Africa has great affection. My wife, Miss Emine Erdoğan, also shows our closeness, our dedication to Africa with her book and the interest in Turkish language and Turkey in Africa among our African brothers and sisters has grown, which has made us very happy. And I believe that our ties in the forthcoming eras will be further strengthened. And our joint efforts have already started bearing fruits. Turkey-Africa relations are based on equal partnership and win-win perspectives. And thanks be to God that our relations are growing stronger every passing day. There's higher interest from Turkish investors into Africa and vice versa. And we discover the opportunities of our country in the field of tourism, health, and many other areas and infrastructure. And our brothers and sisters from Africa, for example, look for remedies for their diseases in Turkey, thanks to the strong healthcare infrastructure. In terms of the border security of Africa and terms of anti-terrorism, there are a lot of efforts exerted. The factories, production facilities established by Turkish business people and many investment opportunities offer many chances and employment to our brothers and sisters in Africa, from public buildings to tunnels all the way to airports. We have the signatures of Turkish contractors under many projects. The Turkish investors indeed materialized more than 1,500 projects in Africa, projects which are worth more than $70 billion. And our total trade with the region has grown from 5.4 billion to $25.3 billion. And our goal is to bring this figure up to 50 initially and consecutively to 75 billion dollars. And I firmly believe that we will be attaining those goals by way of cooperating. Distinguished friends, over the past 2 years, the whole humanity has been fighting against the coronavirus pandemic. The coronavirus reality will be setting the global agenda for some more time to come. However, in terms of the management of the pandemic, some matters have to be very clearly expressed. Considering the past 2 years, Western countries primarily, and many other developed countries in terms of economy have failed to manage the pandemic in accordance with rights and equity. In the whole world, such a big health crisis that turned our lives upside down, African communities, peoples were left alone, and in their fight against a pandemic, they could see no contribution that could be of a cure for them, if you will. The rising customs walls and protectionist measures damaged mostly the African economies, which are vulnerable. According to the data, so far, about 6 million African brothers and sisters were infected by this virus. And using this opportunity, I once again would like to convey my condolences to the families and the beloved of all those who lost their lives. In an African proverb, it says, one's existence come from heart. And we also have a similar proverb, those who give out would gain back. That's why when delivering our healthcare services to our own citizens, we have shared the opportunities, the means at hand with our African brothers and sisters. Among the countries to which we supplied medical materials and offered medical assistance, we have 44 African countries. Ventilators, masks, PPE, and overalls were delivered to many African countries, and we are happy to see those contributions. And hopefully, after approval, licensing, our locally developed Turkovac will be shared with the same attitude. When all the sufferings we encounter are obvious for one's eye to see, we believe it's not right to have an approach towards vaccines as a means of profit and seeking after it. And we will, this way, be contributing to our African brothers and sisters' struggle waged against this pandemic. As I served the Prime Minister of the country, I visited 30 African countries with 50 official visits. I was the first leader who visited Somalia with my wife after for the first time in the Republican history. Despite the disturbance that some sections of the society felt, we organized these visits, and we also have never allowed the conditions of the pandemic to interrupt our visits to the African continent. We hosted 36 high-level delegations only from the sub-Saharan part of the continent, and the number of the flights of the Turkish Airlines will be even exceeding the number in the pre-pandemic period. I believe the free trade agreements play a great role in facilitation of our bilateral trade activities, as we all reckon. 4 of the 22 agreements in effect now have been signed with African countries. In particular, with 4 African countries, we have ongoing negotiations for free trade agreements, and we also plan to start talks for further agreements with many other African countries. The processes of putting into effect the free trade agreements and the procedures are closely followed by our country, and Turkey supports all efforts to further strengthen bilateral trade relations, and we also encourage our companies for localization purposes in Africa. As our business world grows better relations with the African continent, they will, of course, necessarily and very importantly need to set strategies accordingly. Trade and investment might be inevitably hindered by shortcomings in the banking sector. The strong financial institutions in Africa and Turkish banking industry should act in a much more visionary perspective we expect. And the stronger our mutual relations are, the faster the cultural rapprochement in between our peoples will be. In December, on 17 to 19, we will be organizing the Turkey-Africa Partnership meeting again, and I believe that the partnership summit to be held will be bringing about new perspectives for everyone. As I conclude with these thoughts in mind, I hope that the Turkey-Africa Third Economic and Business Forum will be auspicious for our countries and peoples. I extend my best regards and greetings to all people of the African continent from here, from Istanbul, and I greet you all with respect. Thank you very much.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza günün anısına takdimlerini yapmak üzere de Dış Ekonomik İlişkiler Kurulu Başkanımız ve Ticaret Bakanımızı da yine sahneye davet ediyoruz. Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza takdim edilecek eserin mahiyetiyle ilgili de bilgiyi paylaşmak istiyorum.